Well, good evening, Southeast Texas. Skies are partly to mostly cloudy across parts of Beaumont. Now, the northern areas, lakes area, you've been seeing more sun today. On our roofing 911 Skycam network outside our 12 studios, sponsored by Mid-County Plumbing. It was a nice day with highs only in the low 80s. We're in the 70s now. We started out chilly this morning, mid 50s along Interstate 10, some upper 40s in the lakes. Not as cool tonight. And it's still going to feel pretty good, but not as cool as what we had this morning, thanks to light easterly winds and a few more clouds. We'll go with partly cloudy skies, at least in the triangle here across Southeast Texas tonight. Once again, we did reach the 80s this afternoon, just low 80s though, but very, very nice. But you know, the normal high temperature is only around 80, so back to normal range anyway. But that humidity will be back tomorrow, especially late in the day into tomorrow night. Our roofing 911 Skycam network over in Lake Charles, mostly clear there. Some high clouds off in the distance. You also started in the mid 50s over there this morning, got into the lower 80s in Lake Charles this afternoon. Very nice afternoon. You'll drop into the low 60s coming up tonight, 62, 63 in Lake Charles coming up for tomorrow morning. And we're not expecting any rainfall coming up tonight or tomorrow, and I think things will be okay for high school football. Can't rule out a few showers, especially toward the end of the game tomorrow night, into the games. There's a lot of big games tomorrow night at 20% coverage during those. So I'd bring the umbrella if you're heading out to high school football tomorrow night, because there could be a few showers as we head towards especially the latter half of those games across the area. Now let's go to the lakes area and our roofing 911 Skycam network up in Jasper. And mostly clear skies, just some high cirrus clouds off in the distance there. Very nice evening, that's for sure. And you started off chilly this morning up in the lakes. Had some upper 40s in a few spots. It was nice and chilly, jacket weather up there this morning. And you got into only around 80 for a high in Jasper today. All right, let's go down to Port Arthur and our roofing 911 Skycam network there, sponsored by Market Basket. Beautiful evening. Mostly clear to partly cloudy. I do think we'll become partly cloudy though overnight tonight. Some low clouds develop toward morning. Port Arthur, of course, you're always a little bit warmer at night, being closer to the water. You'll have temperatures. You had temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 60s. You'll be just as warm coming up tonight, but still not going to feel too bad. And temperatures across the area today, especially down toward the coast and Port Arthur, were around 81, 82, so not too bad. All right, one of our last stops on our roofing 911 Skycam network tour over in Orange, sponsored by the Horseman's Western Store. Some high cirrus clouds and temperatures running in the 70s, mid to upper 70s. Orange, you got up to the low 80s, 81, 82 this afternoon after a morning low this morning, a 55. Nice and cool. Not quite as cool tonight as we mentioned. You're probably in the lower 60s along Interstate 10 there. Of course, the farther north you go, into the lakes area, the little bit cooler it would be. And once again, no rain expected tonight or tomorrow. So that's certainly good news there. And one last stop on our roofing 911 Skycam network tour, and Beaumont, sponsored by Packard and LaPrade. Just a few high clouds across Southeast Texas. So, all right, let's move on now. We'll take a look at our weather headlines we're expecting over the next week. It'll be warmer tonight and tomorrow compared to what we had this morning. Humidity will also be back. Look for some wet weather on Saturday morning. We'll talk more about that in just a moment and a little more in detail. It'll be dry beginning Sunday and most of next week. Looks very nice. We need the rainfall desperately. We got to get at least 1 to 2 inches of rain area wide just to help a little bit. And then a stronger cold front will come in on Wednesday of next week. That's going to mean 40s for lows, even here in the Triangle next Thursday and Friday morning across Southeast Texas. Very, very nice. All right, regional satellite radar, just if there's those high clouds, cirrus clouds streaming across the area. A few showers northwest of Houston, northeast of Brenham, southeast of College Station. A few showers there. On up east of Belton and central Texas. Moisture levels are better in this part of Southeast Texas than we have in our part. Southeast Texas. We haven't got the moisture return yet like they have from Houston southwestward on up into east central Texas. That'll stay away from us through tomorrow and most of tomorrow evening, but by late Friday night into Saturday morning, we will certainly have the moisture in place. We're running in the mid to upper 70s, 79 Jasper. We're at 77 degrees in the Triangle. Once again, dropping into the lower 60s later tonight. Still pretty hot out to the west. 90 in Austin, 89 degrees in San Antonio, 86 in Victoria, 85 degrees in Waco. Stationary front kind of splitting southeast Texas in half. This is the old front that came through a couple of days ago that cooled us off a little bit, kind of dividing more stable, drier air over our area, but from Houston westward and on up into central Texas, a little more unstable, a little more moisture, and that moisture will start moving into our area coming up tomorrow night on into Saturday. Now here's our weather maker for Saturday morning and then again probably Saturday night. Look at that counterclockwise spin south of Salt Lake City. It's in Utah. It's an upper level low, pretty strong one too. It's going to work on to the east and southeast over the next 48 hours. And then as it moves into the southern plains, of course, moisture really increasing off the Gulf. We'll have a lot of lift coming in. That's going to give us that good chance of showers and thunderstorms coming up for Saturday morning. Moves into plains. We'll show you that a little more in detail here in just a moment on our 500 millibar map. Mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. There's the low way out to the northwest. And as we put this into motion, it'll work on off to the east, southeast very slowly. Should be located just west of Amarillo by tomorrow night. Notice no real disturbances over our area. Everything's still way out west, so we should be okay for high school football. But notice what happens as we head into Saturday morning. Pretty good moisture there. The little red dots here, little red colors, that's upper level disturbances. Little disturbances coming out of the trough into the area. That will give us a line of showers and thunderstorms as trough axis moves on out on Sunday morning. And we'll be left with a dry northwesterly flow for much of next week. Looks beautiful, which we'll show you that on the 7-day forecast coming up in just a moment. Moisture levels, see how we're on the edge here. Big difference in moisture actually between Orange and Beaumont there. But all this will be working into our area coming up tomorrow into tomorrow night, especially some of the deeper moisture to our southwest to move in tomorrow night overnight. And as we head toward midnight tomorrow night, those moisture levels begin to increase pretty good. There's some of the highest moisture there on Saturday morning, and we start drying on Sunday, not expecting any rain. Sunday rainfall totals, 1 to 2 inches, still look pretty common. All southeast Texas could be some 2 to 3s in spots. We've mentioned this for 2 days. 1 to 2 is the average. There's going to be higher amounts in spots. In fact, these numbers have kind of jumped up a little bit since our earlier update. We'll see if we have another update coming up at 10 o'clock. Futurecasts, we're quiet through tomorrow. Tomorrow evening should be okay. And as we head toward daybreak Saturday, put this into motion here. There comes the line of storms there. Right around daybreak, pretty heavy line of showers and thunderstorms working through southeast Texas. Then we'll get a break after that before we'll have another chance later on in the day. All right, marine forecast, southeast winds up to about 15 knots, water temperature 80 degrees tonight, mostly clear to partly cloudy. Still some 50s in a few spots in the lakes, so still nice in the Triangle, just not as cool as this morning. Tomorrow, more humidity. It's going to be breezy and warm, 83. That's a couple of degrees above normal, but still not too bad. That humidity, you'll start feeling that. Okay, 7-day forecast, no rain tomorrow, 90% coverage Saturday. Basically everybody in the viewing area will see rain. We do expect a line of storms